Most arguments don't explode because of what's said. They explode because of how fast everything happens. In episode 238, we talked about understanding what's underneath the behavior, that your child's reaction is often rooted in pain. But even when you understand that, things can still escalate fast. So the question becomes, how do you slow the moment down before it spirals? When your adoptive home is filled with chaos, fear, and hard behaviors, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and alone. Hi neighbor, I'm Tim Maudlin, an adoptive dad who's been in the trenches. This is Adoption Struggles and Support, a podcast for adoptive parents facing chaos, fear, and hard behaviors who want a safer, more peaceful home. Here you'll find practical biblical guidance and real-life anchors you can hold on to in the hardest moments. Anchors of hope and healing are on the way. Before we get into today's episode, I want to invite you into a private community I created just for adoptive parents. If you've ever sat in the quiet after a hard day with your adopted child and wondered, am I the only one going through this? You're not. I've been there too. That's why I created this community. It's a place where adoptive parents encourage each other, pray for one another, and share wisdom from the journey. Inside the group, I also post weekly encouragement and resources that I don't share on the podcast, practical tools to help you navigate the real challenges of adoptive parenting. If you're in a difficult season with your adopted child, you don't have to walk it alone. You can join us right now at timsuggest.com/community. That's timsuggest.com/community. You'll also find the link in the show notes. Come join us, and let's walk this road together, one step, one prayer, one season at a time. Over the last few episodes, we've been walking through a framework I call the pause plan. Each letter represents a different step for handling emotionally charged moments with your adopted child with wisdom instead of reaction. Pause before reacting. Assess what's really happening, and understand what may be underneath the behavior. But knowing all of that doesn't help if your body is still reacting and the moment is speeding up. That's where the next step comes in. The S in the pause plan stands for slow, because if you can't control the situation, control the speed. Slowing the moment down is what creates safety, and safety is what makes connection possible. Here's what I've learned through hard moments with my son Johnny, and honestly, through a lot of failures too. When emotions rise, slow your breathing, slow your timing, and slow your words. I call this the 30-second reset. Number 1, slow your breathing. Your body is usually the first thing reacting in conflict. Before your mouth says anything, your body is already speeding up. Your breathing gets shallow, your muscles tighten, your heart rate climbs, and when your body speeds up, your reactions speed up. If your breathing is fast, your reaction will be fast. One of the simplest things you can do in a heated moment is quietly slow your breathing. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to make a big deal about it. Just breathe slower on purpose. Because when your body calms down, your mind becomes more capable of responding instead of reacting. Number 2, slow your response time. You do not have to answer immediately. A lot of escalation happens because conflict turns into a rapid fire back and forth. Your child says something, you fire back. They push harder, you react faster. And suddenly the entire conversation is moving at a speed where nobody is thinking clearly anymore. But here's something I had to learn. You don't have to respond just because they demand it. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is pause for a few seconds before speaking. That silence may feel uncomfortable, but silence can slow the rhythm of the argument. And finally, number 3, slow your words. When emotions rise, your word count should drop. The more emotional we become, the more we tend to over-explain and lecture. We defend ourselves or try to force understanding. But more words usually create more opportunities for damage. Slower words are intentional words, short, calm, and clear. That doesn't mean weak. It means controlled. Let me take you back again to the night before Johnny left on his 18th birthday. Things were heated. He was pushing. He was loud. And everything in me wanted to match that intensity. In the past, I probably would have. I would have tried to overpower the moment, win the argument, push harder because he was pushing harder. But that night, I slowed the moment down. I didn't rush my response. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't try to win. I simply asked him to sleep on it. Not to control him and not to manipulate him, but to create space. And that's what slowing down does. When you slow the moment down, you're not just calming yourself, you're creating safety. And when a child feels safe, connection becomes possible. Now, I want to make an important distinction here. Slowing down doesn't mean you agree. It doesn't mean there are no boundaries. And it doesn't mean you're giving in. It simply means you're refusing to escalate. Let's get to your daily doable. The next time emotions rise with your adopted child, practice the 30-second reset. Number 1, slow your breathing. Number 2, slow your response time. And number 3, slow your words. Remember, you don't have to match the speed of the moment. You can lead it. In the next episode, we're going to talk about what happens after you slow things down. Because eventually, you still have to say something. And what you say next can either build safety and connection or push your child even further away. We're going to talk about how to respond in a way that builds connection without giving up your authority as a parent. That's all for this episode. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, this is Tim, encouraging you to do what you can now. I hope today's episode encouraged you to face the storms in your parenting journey with courage and confidence. If it did, please share this episode with one adoptive parent who might need the same encouragement today. And if you haven't already, a quick review on Apple Podcasts helps more adoptive parents find the show. Until next time, this is Tim, encouraging you to do what you can now.